Hi artists, today I'm going to show you how to make a sculpture. This is going to be an abstract sculpture. Abstract means that it doesn't actually represent anything. It's not supposed to look like an animal or a person or an object, but it just lets the art speak for itself. The shape, the color, the form, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. But first, I want you to look at a few famous abstract artists who have some awesome sculptures. The first artist is Tony Smith. He was an American sculptor, and you can see all the geometric forms and shapes in his sculptures. The next artist is Henry Moore. He was an English artist who created sculptures that were sort of abstract, but also sort of not. So in some of his sculptures, you can see a human body or human form. David Smith was an American sculptor who used metal, and he used a lot of geometric shapes in the artwork that he created. So you'll see a lot of squares and rectangles and diamonds in his work. For this project, all you will need is cardboard, and I have some boring, just thin white cardboard that has no print on it, but if you have a box of food, like an old cereal box or something like that, you might be able to have some neat color on your artwork as well. And then you also need a scissors. We are not going to be using any sort of glue or tape, and I'm going to show you a technique of how you can construct the cardboard so that it just stands up all on its own. So let's get started. The first step is to take your cardboard and cut it apart into different pieces. Cut a variety of different shapes, and make sure your shapes aren't too small. As you can see here, I have a variety of different shapes and sizes that I cut using my cardboard. And if you want, you can use marker and add a little bit of color. It's up to you. I'm just going to let the shape and the form of my sculpture speak for itself. Now comes the part where you assemble your sculpture, and we're not going to use any glue or tape at all, but we're going to use slits. And you don't have to have any sort of idea of what you want where. What you can do is just start cutting slits about to the halfway mark of your sculpture of each piece. You can cut a little slit in one piece, and then do that on a separate piece as well. I'm going to cut it over here. And then you can fit them together so that they slide into one another. You can cut another slit in your next piece. And if you don't want to cut a slit in the second piece that you fit it onto, you don't have to. It does help it stay a little bit better. You can also see that you don't have to make your slits too deep because your pieces will fit together. Also, you can see that if you don't cut the slits in both pieces, it will fall apart a little bit more easily. I attached all my pieces, and the parts that I cut the two slits, it does stay together a little bit better. The cool thing about this is that since it doesn't really represent anything, it just is the shape and the form, you can turn it and flip it around any way you want until you find the arrangement of the sculpture that you like. I love seeing how the shadow reflects off of it too. You have shadows on the form. Looks pretty cool. Have fun assembling your abstract sculpture. And if you get tired of it looking one way, you can always move pieces and rearrange it for something new.